Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. So I've been covering some of the bugs and glitches that have been present during the console launch for both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. I'm going to be honest, the only problems I really had was during Miles Morales. I got turned into a brick in a roadblock, and then my game randomly crashed. And I had an issue with a boss fight on Spider-Man Remastered where the game crashed after I beat it. That's it. I didn't really have any problems with the PlayStation 5. Nothing with Godfall. Nothing with anything else. But with the Xbox Series X, I have had zero issues. Apparently there is a console breaking bug though on the Series X. And we're going to read that. We're going to talk about it. This is an article from Comic Book Gaming. If this is your first time coming to the channel, you guys go ahead and hit that subscription button down below, the red one. It's free to do so. There's no reason why you're not subscribed yet. Trust me, there's not. Anyways, let's go ahead and read this article. Beware, the Xbox Series X reportedly has a console-breaking bug. And this was announced a few days back, about a week ago. I'm just now talking about it. It says Xbox Series X reportedly has a console-breaking bug, or at least a bug that makes a Series X 100% useless. This is not good. This worries me. Seeing stuff like this worries me. It says this week, 2 days before the PS5, the Xbox Series X and Series S was released. And according to Microsoft, it's the biggest launch in Xbox history. So they killed it. The biggest launch. What makes this achievement so impressive is it happened despite a lack of compelling launch games. While the Xbox Series X is a more superior machine compared to the PS5 from a hardware perspective, on the software front, it's lacking. Though this doesn't seem to be hurting the next-gen console and its cheaper, weaker counterpart very much, nor has its apparent issues. So here we go. We're going to read this issue that is supposedly, it says not Xbox Series X not only has a disk drive issue affecting some early adopters, but apparently has a console crashing bug that more or less renders the console useless. Oof. In a Microsoft help thread with nearly 500 replies is a post from a user claiming that their console shuts down when they try and load up any of their games. So, yikes. I am thankful that I have not experienced this, and it's unfortunate that this person has. I hope none of you guys are having experienced this. Let me know in the comments if you did experience the same thing that we're about to get into. It says, meanwhile, adding to these claims is GameSpot. So GameSpot themselves, which is also run into the problem. For now, it's unclear what's causing the problem, but the end result is the same. The Xbox Series X is powering off, followed by a cold reboot. What's also unclear is how widespread the problem is and whether or not there's any bulletproof solution. At the moment of publishing, Microsoft hasn't formally addressed these reports, leaving Xbox fans with nothing but speculation as to what's going on. If this changes, we'll be sure to update the story with whatever is provided. So, let's go ahead. We'll check out the help thread and what's going on with Microsoft. So here's the help thread. Xbox Series X keeps shutting down 5 to 10 seconds into a game loading up. Tried reinstalling the games and a full reset of the console, but nothing's working. Can anybody help? I've had the same issue. I found that if I had my controller paired and kept it active, just pressing random directions on the D-pad, it didn't shut down. The second I stop inputting button presses, it starts the countdown where it shuts off 10 seconds later. Can you check this and see if that's also the case for you? Yikes. That does not sound good at all. And you can see people are asking, are you standing upright and on carpet? If so, put it on hardwood or a clean shelf. The vents with fans are on top and the bottom's outtake and shouldn't be blocked. Carpet will gather heat. So I had my Xbox Series X on the ground underneath. I did notice that it did heat up quite a bit, but it wasn't causing glitches or game breaking stuff. It has since now moved onto a shelf. I have it on a shelf and it's cleared. There's nothing around it, nothing behind it. It's horizontally as well. So it says I have the same problem. Some games could last a bit longer, like Overcooked 2. Some just crashed on start. All digital versions, by the way. I tried different monitors too. No luck. Yikes. Unfortunately, I have the same issue. The console shuts down when starting some Xbox Game Pass games. I've been able to play some games for a bit, but the console just randomly shuts down. When I tried Celeste and Forager, I had been able to play for some longer time, but unfortunately, when I tried to switch to home screen, the console turned off. Same thing happens to my Series X. Game simply freezes and turns itself off, and the cooling for it's perfect. Same's happened with mine. So you're seeing a lot of people having the same issue. Might be tied to the issues they've been having with Xbox Live, as they briefly fixed it and mine worked like a dream. Then it broke again. Now I'm having issues with all Game Pass games. So none of this has happened to me, unfortunately. But now apparently GameSpot is saying they've received the same issue. So you can see Xbox Series X users report spontaneous shutdowns. So it says Xbox has been out for over 48 hours, but already some users are reporting technical issues. A help thread on the Microsoft community help forums that the new console is shutting down spontaneously after starting a game. So yeah, a full reinstall and full reset of the console hasn't helped this apparently. It says at least one GameSpot staff member has experienced the issue as well, with crashes coming anytime between the moment a game started to roughly 20 minutes into gameplay. Once the Series X shuts down this way, it needs to be started again using the hardware's power button, as it no longer starts up automatically when a paired controller powers on. It's also a cold start, showing the Xbox startup screen and rebooting any games fresh from the start. It's hard to say how widespread the issue may be from a handful of reports. It's also unclear if the Series S, which released alongside Series X, is experiencing the same issue. GameSpot has issued Microsoft for a response. So, yeah. I thankfully have not had this issue. Now I have my fingers crossed, though. I'm a little nervous, especially reading this help thread on Microsoft where a lot of people are saying they have the same issue. I've since moved my console to a desk or to a shelf, so it's not on the ground. I have it horizontally. It seems a lot of the issues for both consoles stems from it being vertical. I have both of these babies horizontally, especially the beast of the PS5. Only a couple game crashes on the PlayStation 5 from Spider-Man. Nothing else, thankfully, knock on wood. I've had absolutely no problems with the Xbox Series X, and I'm hoping it stays that way. I don't want to jinx myself. It's scary, but again, with any console launches, there's going to be bugs. There's going to be problems. There's going to be faulty systems, game glitches, all this shebangs. And we're seeing this here. That's why we're seeing a lot more reports about this. Don't be alarmed. It'll eventually be fixed, right? Anyways, let me know if any of you have experienced this Xbox Series X issue in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. I will see y'all on the next one. Y'all stay safe. Keep your Xboxes safe. See you next time, guys. Peace out.